This is LALATE, and a congressional hearing is happening for SBA and your EIDL grant money that you have not received, and you need to move quickly. Thanks for tuning in. This is going to be a very aggressive and strong-willed video. So get ready to get a pen and paper because there's going to be a lot of details, and this is a totally different video than you've ever seen before because the tables are turning. Thanks for tuning in. This is LALATE. Hope you're good and safe. Thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to this channel and drop your comments below, and we may feature them in tomorrow's recording. And please hit that bell on the front of this channel so you get an alert when a new video goes live. We do have 80 EIDL loan questions which we are hoping to answer, but if we don't get to them into this recording, we're going to drop them and cover them in the, not drop them, we're going to cover them in the EIDL grant video tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because I really am going to do a different video for you right now because this is very, very urgent and last second. So please pay attention. As you know, I usually hold this stuff to the 10-minute mark. I'm not going to because there's stuff to give you this entire video. Unbeknownst to this channel, unbeknownst to you, everything is now changing. Over 2 weeks ago, this channel in a Bombshell exclusive said that there needs to be a congressional hearing to pull the head of the SBA in and face members of Congress to explain to why they have not paid you, the viewers of this channel, the $10,000 you are owed under the SBA, under the EIDL grant provision of the CARES Act. Well, guess what's happening? That congressional hearing's happening tomorrow. Unbeknownst to this channel, all your efforts have worked, but worked very fast. And let's recap. On Thursday, Corn-Fed, following the advice of this channel, started contacting congressmen and senators. We have been indicating for viewers of this channel to contact their congressmen, senators, and House representatives for over 3 weeks. We had been requesting you to do that, and that took a turn on Thursday when Corn-Fed, a longtime viewer of this channel, contacted Ted Cruz's office, Senator Ted Cruz. He watched this channel and was interested in the failure of SBA to pay the remainder of the $10,000 grant to viewers of this channel. That was Thursday. By Friday, more of you started contacting Ted Cruz because a lot of viewers are from Texas on this channel. Lots and lots. By Saturday, Marco Rubio was involved. Viewers of this channel had confirmed that they had spoken to Senator Rubio's office on Friday and that he was watching this channel. Well, guess what happened? As more of you by Saturday and Sunday indicated that you had contacted or spoken to or written your local senator or congressman, a congressional hearing was called. And that congressional hearing is tomorrow. Unbeknownst to this channel, it's happening tomorrow at 10 a.m. It is not happening Thursday. So it is literally overnight. We found out about this congressional hearing at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time when we uploaded a really nice video about EIDL and a look back on 2 months of this channel. And we realized at that point it was 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So what we did was we did the following. First, the hearing being held tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Eastern Standard Time can be watched live streaming, but the chairman head is Marco Rubio out of Florida. Please take a pen and paper and get ready for a lot of detail I'm about to give you. Shortly after learning that, we sent off an email to Senator Rubio's office on behalf of you. Over the last 2 months, this channel has amassed over 1.2 million viewers, 500 comments per day, and a lot of horrific stories. And this was the letter we sent to Marco Rubio on behalf of you. Dear Senator Rubio, LALATE is a member of the press since 2007. If there's an ability for LALATE to speak remotely for Wednesday's hearing of the SBA, I would like to speak. If not, LALATE respectfully requests that your committee consider the following. On April 25th, 2020, LALATE launched a YouTube channel to assist our viewers who had not received EIDL grants, EIDL loans, and other CARES money from the SBA. To date, LALATE has received 1.2 million viewers and roughly 500 comments daily from small business owners across the country who have applied for and requested the full $10,000 EIDL grant in March or April on the Streamline application, but to today have never received it, and in some cases have lost their businesses, and in other cases have even considered suicide. Under the CARES Act, our viewers were entitled to be paid by SBA within 3 business days of requesting $10,000 to save their businesses. But thereafter, in a letter internally leaked, the Honorable Kimberly Butler at SBA determined that the SBA would digress and not comply with the CARES Act and instead institute a new SBA policy. The first digression was that SBA would pay $1,000 per employee to businesses instead of the $10,000. The CARES Act requires SBA to pay $10,000 when requested by the applicant within 3 days. The CARES Act does not allow the SBA to pay less months later. The second digression was that SBA would not pay the grant advance if the loan is eventually denied. Third digression was SBA would not pay the $10,000 grant if the applicant had purported low credit score, a number that is changing daily at SBA. Other digressions have included categorical refusal to pay certain genres of businesses, the arts, real estate, etc. To date, however, the most egregious digression has been SBA's categorical and indisputable unlawful refusal to pay the entire $10,000 EIDL grant to LALATE's viewers. SBA's adoption of the $1,000 per employee payout is not codified in the CARES Act. Moreover, federal law does not allow SBA the right to override the CARES Act as to the grant provision. Finally, most of my viewers never knew that the listing, the number of employees was the mechanism for paying the grant. And had that language been in the CARES Act, they would have been more careful. SBA has indicated that SBA can change the CARES to pay $1,000 per employee, but applicants cannot correct applications as to number of employees. LALATE is providing its viewers a copy of this letter so that they too may email you their business name, the date of their EIDL application, the amount of the SBA, the amount that SBA still owes them as to the EIDL grant. LALATE, which has produced 5 EIDL videos per day for 60 days to help our viewers, estimates SBA owes viewers alone close to $10 million in EIDL grant monies. There are some editing errors in there, but it was a very quick letter I had to send out, hopefully before his office is closed. There's nothing worse than sending a letter at 2:55 or something to the Eastern Coast. But that was that. So what I'm going to do is I am going to drop a corrected, edited out version of that letter into the comments below to this video. It'll be in the sticky, so you will have access to that letter as correctly grammatically fixed. This is also what I want you to know. There are 10 Republicans and 9 Democrats on the committee. The Democrats, and I want you to listen because I know a lot of you are from states where these senators are from. So if you hear your state, make a note because I want you to contact that senator. Marco Rubio, Florida. Indiana, James Risch. Kentucky, Rand Paul. South Carolina, Tim Scott. Iowa, Joni Ernst. Oklahoma, James Inhofe. Indiana, Todd Young. Louisiana, John Kennedy. Utah, Mitt Romney. Missouri, Josh Hawley. Among the Democrats, 9 of them. Ranking members Ben Cardin, Maryland. Washington, Maria Cantwell. New Hampshire, Gene Shahin. Massachusetts, Ed Markey. New Jersey, Cory Booker. Delaware, Chris Coons. Hawaii, Mazie Hirono. Illinois, Tammy Duckworth. And Nevada, Jackie Rosen. I know a lot of viewers are from those states. So what I want you to do, and boy, we are really under a horrible time crunch, and I'm sorry, but I did not see this hearing coming. I want you to do the following, and I know that by the time you see this video, it's going to be past business hours on the East Coast. What I want you to do is I want you to send a copy of the email I sent to the address which I will include of Marco Rubio's press office. And I want you to include in there, first of all, I want to tell you where I want you to send the letter to. I want you to send it to the email address for Marco Rubio's press department. Hopefully that is one of the most expeditious ways to get it to him. The hearing is 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Second, I want you to send it on the portal website where he gets correspondences. Every senator has a website to receive correspondences. Third, I wanted you to do the same for your respective senators. So every senator has the same page to send it to. Now, a lot of people have talked about contacting Ted Cruz for tomorrow. Ted Cruz is not on tomorrow's committee. So I don't know to the extent that contacting Ted Cruz for tomorrow will be helpful. What I also want you to do is I also want you to do two of the following. I want you to call Marco Rubio's office. And geez, I'm recording this not knowing what the status of someone's phone lines and email services are. But if you call his office and seeing this recording Tuesday afternoon, clearly when business is closed, if he has a voicemail, leave a voicemail. If he does not accept voicemails after hours, please wake up tomorrow and leave a voicemail message on his voicemail when it opens at 9 o'clock his time, which is 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. It would be 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And start by stating, I'm an LALATE viewer. I applied for an EIDL grant. I did not receive my grant money, or I received this amount of grant money, and I'm owed this grant money, and I've asked SBA for my grant money. I haven't received it. Again, call up and say, I am an LALATE viewer, and I requested my grant money of $10,000. I have not received my full $10,000 grant money, and SBA is refusing to give me my grant money. And I want you to do that. Now, I want you to do something else if you have time. I want you, to the extent that you are interested, to contact your local news or national news channels that you watch and tell them to book me for tomorrow to the extent that they carry this hearing. Because this hearing, I don't think, will be a one-day occurrence. I would be surprised. I have certainly requested to appear remotely for tomorrow's hearing as a member of the press. I don't clearly sending off a request at 1 minute before closing is, futile at this point. But to the extent that this unfolds on another day, yes. To the extent that we need news commentary on this on broadcast news tomorrow, please contact your local news channels and say, I'm an LALATE viewer. I want to book this guy. You need to get this story front and center. He represents this 1.2 million viewers who haven't gotten paid in the EIDL grant. What is going on? You need to cover the story. And I will appear remotely to the extent it's technically feasible on Zoom or Skype or anything like that right away. I will make my schedule available, myself available tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Thursday, unfortunately, I'm having a mini procedure, a medical procedure in the morning, so I can't do anything Thursday. But Wednesday, I am yours. So, boy, a lot of details there. What's going on here is not inherently clear, but I have said one thing, and I've said it consistently and very clearly with this channel. I was even watching the first episode of this channel today, which I could probably edit and splice in right here. But I don't know if I don't know if I'll have time because I want you to see this video. I said you're going to get your grant money. I said you're going to get the remainder of your $10,000 grant money. I said you're eventually going to get it. I just didn't know when. And in fact, I actually said it was June, which is sort of crazy that I, clairvoyant moment. But if you watch that very first video, I said you will get the remainder of your grant money, and I think it's going to come in June. But I have always said that the grant money is not going to come from SBA. They absolutely do not want to pay your grant money. It's going to take a congressional hearing and a congressional discussion, whether you use the word investigation or discussion or hearing or whatever, to explain why money is not being paid. That is what's going to get you the money. Let me now explain where we are with this EIDL grant money so you clearly know, because boy, I mean, if you missed one video and the last day, it's just a changing goalpost, and it's like, it's like making baking something for the oven, and you lose one ingredient. Boy, everything is going to change dramatically. So as of last Thursday, as the wind is about to knock me over, the status for EIDL grants was the following: that you were not going to get the grant unless you got approved for the loan. That was the status last Thursday. It's been the status for 2 weeks. Before that, we really didn't know what was going on. But as of last Thursday, you weren't going to get, up to last Thursday, you weren't going to get the grant unless you got an approved loan. That changed. We don't know why it changed. I say it's because of this channel. But it changed. And it's now the current policy that you will get a grant if your loan is denied or if your loan is approved. You have to request the grant after that process occurs. As I've also done in a video yesterday, you're not going to get the grant money if your loan application is limbo in a vortex. I have one viewer here, Robert Henson, who has supported the channel several times. He just got out of the vortex overnight. So if you don't come out of that vortex, if you're stuck and your loan application is simply just not being processed, you ain't getting a grant, which again is a digression for the CARES Act, as I'm about to be blown over like Dorothy in the moment. You have to get out of that vortex. And so that's where we were as of Thursday. Sunday was just incredibly great news. Sunday's great news was that 2 viewers of this channel had actually received the portal link to get their grant money, which they had not received. Now, understand, this is for people who had never received any grant money. It is not the full $10,000. It was for people who had never received any grant money, who had been waiting bated breath for since March to get their grant money, or April. They finally got their grant money because their loan was denied, and finally they got their grant money. I mean, it's truly ridiculous that people have had to go through this entire EIDL reconsideration process, which I said to you yesterday. If you got a loan denial, you don't just sit back and get a grant. You actually have to go through another process, which is, again, a digression from the CARES Act. You actually have to write a reconsideration letter and ask for the grant money, and then you're going to get an invite, and that's going to come thereafter. And, of course, if you pick up the phone and call SBA, they're going to say that nothing like that exists, but it does exist. It just depends who you're getting on the phone. But this, again, is not the remainder of the $10,000, which is a whole other issue of discussion for tomorrow. So we have a lot of things that are coming up. And I know it has become the topic of discussion has been, 1, where's my grant money? And 2, where's the remainder of my grant money? This channel has had 500 comments a day for, we're coming up on 2 months now. People asking the same question: where's my grant money? Where's the remainder of my grant money? I haven't got a single penny of my grant money. I got denied a loan because they said because I got a grant, which I never got. I mean, it's truly ridiculous. So you really need to write Marco Rubio's office. You need to call Marco Rubio's office. You need to call your local news. You need to call your national news. I don't want you to think in your hearts that in watching a video, unfortunately, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on a Tuesday night for a hearing that's happening the next morning at 10 a.m., your wishes are going to be tabled. I think that this is still a topic of discussion, but I want you to make this channel the focus of getting your grant money. I want you to say, I'm a viewer of LALATE. I did not get my money. I'm a viewer of LALATE. I'm owed $10,000. I've called SBA for the remainder of my $10,000. They haven't given it to me. I'm a viewer of LALATE, and I'm a member of your state, and my business is entitled to my grant money, and LALATE has been helping me for months to get my grant money, and I still can't get it. You need to do that, because if you don't do anything, it's not going to come to you. And as the truck driver Alan said, you can't give up hope. And today is last Thursday was the first indication of hope, but today it's a whole other ball of wax. The goalpost is moving, and it's moving in the correct direction. Let me get to a couple of your comments, and I'm going to save the rest for the grant video tonight. One person, Dave Olson, our loan was denied. Reason given our grant money was more than our loan we were going to be offered. We did not receive any grant. I'm going to call SBA tomorrow, see what happens. I mean, this is what's horrible. Clyde Bevy, is SBA going to give everyone the full $10,000 grant they promised at the beginning? Not unless you step in. They are not going to roll over and give it. It's going to take a congressional hearing. Sam Lombardo, those scripts at SBA are failing with the new goalposts. I literally cried in laughing tears when you said, bull video on Sunday night. If they want a Days of Our Lives job, which I've been saying, SBA is reading this script about $1,000 per grant. I mean, they're reading the script like they're auditioning for Days of Our Lives. It's just not true. I want to read them back a script from the CARES Act. You want to read your script? I want to read my script. The CARES Act doesn't allow you to do that. What are we going to turn this into? Law and Order? Matlock? I mean, they must first know the truth about life. Life is hard, free will. People are breathing, forget we are. P. Pierce, no idea about collateral. My loan was $35,000. I took it and never looked back. If they want collateral, they better let me know. They will. This is SBA. Antonio Carlos, great job, Mr. LALATE. Enjoy your videos. Question, I have a credit score of 800. I did a grant of $2,000, and a week later, I got a $35,000 loan. I was surprised I wasn't offered more money, but I did accepted it. Should I call SBA and ask them for the rest of the $8,000? No, you need to do what I just told you to get it. It's going to come from Congress. It's not going to come from the SBA. SBA is backing up against the wall, and you need to get them to pay you the remainder of the money. So there you go. A lot of great details. I could tell you more, but I'm going to go over the remainder of these questions on tonight's EIDL grant video. Please send and call ASAP. Time is of the essence. As always, stay at LA for more.